Welcome to Traveling Light, where I take you along on my adventures and share some photographic insights as I go along. Now, I've been a photographer all my life, professional and otherwise, and one thing I love is photography. In this series, I want to firstly have fun, and secondly, learn something new. The focus is on the camera and what it can do. In the last episode, the third in the series, I took my new Kodak Charmera for an outing along Canal Walk from the Point Waterfront to uShaka Marine World. I tested out the Charmera's 4 nested frames. There's a film one, a funky one, a Windows PC one, and a Charmera one, and I tested them all and chose my favorite. I also learned a lot about the Charmera's strengths and weaknesses, and I had plenty of fun, so check it out. Before we begin, I want to say this up front. I'm not sponsored by Kodak in any shape or form, or by anyone else to be honest. I paid for this camera. Well now, it's about 6:30 AM and we're off to the point once again. This time we're meeting friends at the beachfront and they're heading off up the boardwalk to do some roller skating. I'm going to use the opportunity to test out the Charmera's video capabilities. There should be a lot going on. This expedition we're going to be on the boardwalk at Vetch's Pier, and hopefully there'll be plenty to shoot. I'll admit, I'm looking forward to seeing what the Charmera's video can do. Well, we're here, and it's shaping up pretty well. The boardwalk and beach are buzzing. Ground rules, as always, no color correction and no cropping. I'll show you the video footage as shot. I've brought along some extra toys, 2 tripods. To mount the Charmera, I've gone super high-tech with a blob or 2 of what we call press stick. I mustn't get it in the SD card or the charging slots, otherwise it's good to go. For video, I always try to shoot using a tripod, and I find I do get better results. If you've got super steady hands, excellent, then a tripod won't be necessary. So where to start? Well now, is that ship coming in or going out? It's difficult to tell. It's a car carrier, so it's like a huge floating brick. I'll take a chance and move closer. Uh-oh, I'll have to move quickly. That ship is coming in. It's deceptively fast. I'm not going to do what I do with the stills, which is to keep them under wraps and assess them all in a bunch right at the end. That won't work for video, so I'll assess as we go along. It makes sense. Okay, here comes the ship. Time to flip over to the Charmera. There goes the tugboat, and here comes the ship. Let's assess. I'll speed it up when I need to move things along. For starters, the sky is blown out, but that's a known issue, so not really unexpected. Overall, I don't think this is too bad. Video handles the bright conditions better than the stills. I feel like I'm watching an old movie, which does date me. I like it. Here's the technical stuff. I looked it up. The Charmera shoots at 1440 by 1080 pixels at 30 frames per second, essentially HD, but in 4:3 aspect ratio. That's a good start. Let's try something else. A big shout out to the gentleman on the bicycle who was a good sport and rode past the tripod for me. I still wanted to say thanks properly, but off he went. So thank you. There's so much going on. As I said, the beachfront is buzzing. There's something happening everywhere I look. People are out and about and having fun. Me too. Let's move along. One ship in the bag. I think I'll get onto the beach itself now and see what I can find. I've got the Charmera on the tripod, but this footage is technically handheld, so you get the idea. It's fairly jittery. What does it look like on the iPhone? A little smoother I reckon, but not much. We'll keep an eye on it. So, what's up? What a day, just look at that scene. Durban in late summer. The Charmera really does dish up that 80s film look. It's growing on me. I think I'll stay on the Charmera footage for now, add a comment when necessary, and if there's a reason I'll flip back to the iPhone. I just want to walk around and shoot what I can find. I really am having fun. I wonder what the Charmera audio is like. Let's listen. Okay, so its built-in audio doesn't sound too bad. I'll test it again in a minute. Hello, who are you? I can't play ball now. Let's move on down to the pier. There should be lots going on there. Handheld and while walking, the Charmera is definitely a bit jittery, but on the tripod it handles very well. I wonder how it would fare on a handheld camera stabilizer. It should do the job, I reckon. If you know, please let me know in the comments. I don't have one. This footage is amazing, I have to admit. Straight out of the 80s, I'd say. I think the Charmera is growing on me. Who would have thought? It really does have plenty of charm. So it doesn't like sunlight, and under certain conditions it'll blow out the sky. But okay, once you know that, you can take that into account. Certainly some more tests are in order. Strengths and weaknesses, we've all got them, I guess. It's time for me to head on back. The roller skaters should be back soon. We did say 2 hours. And here they are. How cool. And a fitting sign-off for the Charmera. If you're interested in roller skating and you live in Durban, check out the Durban Skate Vision Club. I'll put a link in the description below. Let's take a look at the battery on the Charmera. Not too bad. It's basically still more than half. Oh, I stand corrected. Just under a half. That's after 2 hours of on-off videography. It's more than I expected, so that's good going. So, what have we learned about the Charmera's video? No surprise, it doesn't like bright light. It is a bit jittery when handheld, so a tripod is recommended. The audio is surprisingly good, I thought, so no problems there. All in all, much better than I expected. So good going, Charmera. You do punch above your weight. I'm going to choose my favorite 4 clips. Once I've done that, I'll cut them down to a few seconds in length for Instagram. My first choice is the little doggy, so cute and just wanting to play. Next time, little buddy. Second choice is the gentleman on the bicycle, so thanks again. Then I have to include the roller skaters. Check out the link to their social media below. And finally, I guess the ship just has to feature. It put on a great opening show. There we have it. You can check them out on Instagram soon. Our little doggy, the cyclist, the roller skating girls, and finally the car carrier. So that's it. I think it's time to head home. We're done for this week, so spot you next time. Over and out.